Oh yeah, and I do the editing. It takes bloody ages. What are days and time? I
Yeah,
don't know anymore.
it's all a blur during quarantine.
I mean, it was confusing before. Never mind now.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous now.
How's lockdown life going?
Yeah, good.
Good. Oh, okay. Nice.
Taking gratitude to the max.
Ah, very good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I've noticed that I can be grateful for. Just seeing what we have and how, the life that I've built for us and that we've built together just happened to be a life that is sustainable during this times of trouble.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
That's something amazing to be grateful, right? I mean,
Yeah.
my job is safe. I have income. I have, like a lot of people can't say that right now, which is scary.
That's terrible, really.
So I've just been grateful for everything every single day, way more than I've been in the past. We make a habit of practicing gratitude, but it's like I've gained a intensity to my gratitude that I haven't had before. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. And there's just the other things, like small things, man, where I'm not making excuses anymore for things that I used to. But it's also stuff that I wouldn't have caught.
Oh, yeah.
But obviously, I can't be hard on myself because I had a different way of thinking. It feels like I was a different person back then, right? And there were different rules. There weren't these many constraints, right? And like, pretty sure we have discussed this on the show before, but the power of constraints, right? Constraints just makes you be extra creative.
One of your favorites, yeah.
Yeah, dude, the power of constraint. That's one of my all-time favorite things. But this has really, really hit it home for me. I mean, this is
this is taking it real far.
Ultimate military enforced constraint. It's interesting. And for you, how's things on that side of the pond?
It's okay. We could still go for runs, but because of all the social distancing stuff, I couldn't do any of my usual routes. So I had to think of new routes, and accidentally I went way too far the other day. So I got a stress fracture. So now no running again. I put myself in full-on lockdown because I'm an idiot, but that's fine. Yeah, that's my health goal. We're starting with that.
Yeah, we kind of.
I did buy some of those training elastic band stuff.
Yes.
So I've been having to do that to keep my sanity.
Okay.
And it's ridiculous. Every time I do it, I just think of there's this one meme of a fat kid laying by a pool going, "Fitness is my passion." I just feel like that every single time I pick them up.
You have to put that fitness as your passion in the show notes.
I will do. Yeah, it's a good one.
I've seen that. So good. And what else? Anything different?
All of this free time means I get to evaluate everything I'm doing and everything I'm using, which is probably why I got some feedback from the previous episode, which is I decided I'm just going to pay for Coda and just go all in on Coda. And I'm actually really enjoying it. Don't tell them.
Okay. What made you?
I was in this weird middle ground where I'm being blocked by their limitations because I use it so much.
Mm-hmm.
And because of that blockage, I keep like removing formulas and taking out extra tables that I had.
Right.
So I'm not using it as it's meant to be used, basically.
Gotcha.
And I just decided, you know what? That's just stupid of me. Why am I doing this? I'm just going to try it and let me just pay for it and see what it's like. And then pretty much within the first week, all of my document sizes exploded.
As they do.
Yeah. And I started adding stupid formulas everywhere. And now I'm really happy with where everything's at. So yeah, I'm one of those people now.
Awesome.
I'm still struggling with their mobile apps.
Yes.
But it's okay. I have to deal with that. That's my life now. That's the way it works.
So I also have some Coda follow-up, actually, now that you mention it.
Oh, yeah?
So we got another Coda gig.
Ah.
It got my business partner, Gareth, like super into Coda. So he is now also all in Coda. Which is amazing, actually, because he's very averse to... No, averse is not the... You get people like me who love... And I guess you're like him in a sense as well, where you don't want to try too many new things because it gets a distraction. It becomes a distraction in itself.
Oh yeah.
And then if you keep retooling, you're not productive. So he is very, very hard on that. So no new tools.
Okay.
It takes a long time for him to decide, okay, let's give it a go. So he finally did give it a solid go, and he's really loving it, which is amazing. So he's also now thinking about the packs and thinking about the integrations, and it's also leading into things like looking like at tools like Zapier and Integromat, and because historically I've always been the low code guy, and he's the enterprise guy, right?
Yeah.
I like how this is becoming the prototype tool in his brain as well.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So if we need to quickly build out a little prototype to see how it can work in practice, like he's going to Coda, right? Which it is great for that, right?
Yeah,
it's great for building out little prototypes and trying things.
Nice. Okay. Well,
doubling down on the Coda.
Okay, but I think it's about time we discuss our devices. Starting with our phones, we'll see how long it takes us, because we can go on rants sometimes about stuff that's not important. I see you put a list here of all the devices you use, so I thought that's a good idea. I'll do the same.
Yeah, so initially you said you added a note to the approaches to our phones and layout and favorite apps. And then I thought, well, I've been thinking about not just my phone lately, but all of my devices. So then I listed out all of the devices that I have. And then I think we can focus on the phone. I can't really talk about the phone without also talking about my watch.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, my phone and watch go hand in hand. So I'm going to have to talk about both. So you'll get screenshots of my phone and watch today.
Okay.
And then my other devices, we can talk about those. I'll mention them and we can talk about those another time.
Cool.
Because I think we'll be here forever if we go.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so right now, the devices that I have is my phone, which is still an iPhone 6S. Just because audio jack,
yeah.
Which I still use a lot, by the way.
Can't tell you how many times I've gone, oh yeah, just plug into my phone. And then as I'm trying to plug in the cable, I go, why is there no jack on this?
Yes. And then I've got my Apple Watch, which is still Series 3. And then I've got my iPad Pro. It's the 12.9 inch, the second gen one with the first gen Apple Pencil. And then I've got my Windows laptop, which is my workhorse. The money maker. Yeah, so those are my devices that I have. My phone, just high level, I think of as my capturing and triggering and triaging device.
Mm-hmm.
So it's where I take notes. It's my version of a notebook. I'll take out my phone, I'll make a quick note in drafts for fleeting thoughts. And if there's anything that I feel needs to go straight into Rome because I want to see it the next time I'm at my PC, to actually have I should just send you a screenshot of my home screen.
Sure, yeah.
I'm going to send you all of my screens right now because I've got 3, but there's a reason for that. I don't usually do. Okay, so my home screen, it's obviously not the final one. This is very, very much still a work in progress. It's not how I want them arranged, but I didn't want to break my red row.
Oh yeah, I like the red row.
Yeah, so that red row is my optimum reach for triggering without having my thumb too bent in or too far extended. So that's exactly where it's easy for me to tap them.
Yeah.
Whatever my setup is, that red row needs to be there. So I'm not sure what's going to go around it. That's also why the other stuff is, So I wanted folders in the corners because I needed folders. I don't really want settings where it is, but I mean, work in progress. So Brave, right? Brave only has one tab open, and that's Rome Research.
Oh, I see. I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah, so that browser has one purpose, and that is to load Rome because it loads Rome a little bit faster than Safari.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I would have done a saved tab with Safari, but Safari just takes too long to load Rome. So I just decided, okay, Brave it is. For now, you are Rome Research. So if I need to save something straight into Rome, because the next time I get to my PC, I want to actually work on it or read through it or make notes on it or whatever, then I put it into Rome via Brave. You want to just a high level start from the top, and I'll just go through row by row.
Sure, yeah.
I don't know in how much detail you want to go in here.
I think we each highlight some of our favorites. I think that's the most applicable.
Cool. Timery obviously must have the de facto toggle client on iOS.
Fair.
I've got most of my messaging grouped into that folder, so all of the notifications bundled together. WhatsApp is outside of it because I use that the most.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do 2 taps every time to go into WhatsApp. So I just moved it out. The apps that I use the most is probably Fantastical and Drafts, which is in the dock. Todoist I'm phasing out, but for now, that's still there. Todoist will probably go away and just Drafts will be at the bottom. Drafts is my quick capture, note-taking thoughts stream of consciousness. Before anything goes into Roam via my mobile, it goes into Drafts first, unless I decide this can skip Drafts and go straight into Roam because I need it shortly. Because the process of getting it from Drafts, that I do on my iPad. So I'll do that kind of stuff. Because it's just because at the moment still it's a pain to get anything from the one to the other and formatting. And I haven't set up proper formatters on Drafts to actually pre-format the stuff for me into Roam formats. But I've seen some stuff on the Roam Slack channel where people have written some Drafts extensions and stuff. Anyway, so I think the most interesting row of icons is probably the red ones.
yeah, they catch eyes.
Yeah, so those are all Siri shortcuts.
Yeah.
For a long time, the morning ritual one just started a toggle timer.
I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So what it does now, though, is it also gets my auto sleep data out of auto sleep and pushes that through to my Firebase database that holds the stuff on my energy tracker. So that actually runs another shortcut that actually runs the readiness shortcut, which is right next to it. The reason they're still not completely combined is because sometimes it still fails, and then somewhere during the day I might still want to run the readiness one again, just to make sure that the data went through. It's how it is for now. I mean, I've got space, right? It's not like like I still have an entire open row down there as well. Google Keep is literally just there for me to share stuff to my PC.
Oh, okay.
Strides and Nomi, both habit trackers.
Double habit tracking.
Yes. So I'm using both at the moment because Strides doesn't have an API. Nomi does. It's one of the first habit trackers that I've found that has an API. Exist Habits is the next one. That's one I'm in trial. You'll see the little yellow badge. It's like a test flight thing I'm in. The people that make the app Exist, they also have this Exist Habits, which is just a habit tracking view on top of your Exist stats. So there's no manual habit tracking. It automatically tracks habits that you set up. It's a little bit like our dashboard that we built, where you set up what to track, and then it automatically tracks it based on the information that they're already gathering from me in Exist.
That makes sense.
That is basically, that's my home screen.
Nice. Okay.
The other screens, I'm not going to go into detail. It's literally
lots of folders, so many folders.
Yeah, so the first one is just folders. It's literally just because I use my automation stuff together quite often. So I want my automation stuff ready. A lot of that stuff I'm probably just going to bundle into one folder. As you can see, I don't have any games on my phone. It's just my Steam for the authenticator.
Same, yeah.
And Gloomhaven, which is an amazing like physical board game. That's the helper that goes with Gloomhaven.
Okay, yeah.
Very cool game if you haven't checked that out. But and the other stuff is just like finance stuff, quantified stuff. Exist is there in the quantified self folder.
Yeah.
Neurocache is a thing that I'm currently trying out. It's worth mentioning. It's a spaced repetition app.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Like a flashcard thing, but you can import your Roam database into it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I haven't imported my Roam database yet because I haven't checked their privacy stuff yet. So I don't know where the data goes and sits. Yeah. So there's nothing much more to mention there. Google Authenticator is there because of a client that you know.
Yeah.
When I say the client, you know which client I'm
Absolutely,
talking about
yeah.
because you also did work for them, which requires me to use Google Authenticator multiple times a day because of a VPN.
It's very painful.
So that's on the second tab for that reason. My last screen is everything that I'm researching. So the R tag bracket R tag is just for research, and these are the shortlisted ones or ones that I haven't looked at yet that I've thought was interesting, but I throw it in there.
Okay, yeah.
I guess there's one that's worth mentioning that I think is pretty cool. Under the habits, there's that little black one with the S. It's a little app called Stoic. Basically, a habit and journaling app based on Stoic principles.
Mm-hmm.
Little, very tiny app. Doesn't have an API, which is why I'm probably not going to use it. But it's got really, really nice, clean design, very minimalist, very dedicated to style. Like you can see he's got I don't know who the dev is, has a very, very solid style guide.
Yeah.
Like to the point where everything is lowercase. Even the dev notes, the update notes in the everything lowercase.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, a lot of attention to detail, I must say. So if you like the whole Stoic principle thing and you're into that and you like minimalist and clean design, download it and just check it out.
I've never really bought into the whole Stoic thing, but I've also never really tried it. So this app might be the perfect introduction for my aesthetically annoying brain.
It's a nice app. Yeah, and that's my phone. I should. Do you want to do your phone first and then I do my watch?
I do, but there's one question before we leave your phone.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, questions.
Badges? You've got badges on? What's this?
Okay, so the badge. Okay, there's one badge on my home screen.
Yeah.
That's just to nag me that I haven't completed all of my habits for today.
Okay.
That's just a nag. I've got no other notifications set up.
Okay.
No banner notifications, nothing. Streaks is one of the only apps that can actually show me a notification. The second screen, that's my watch that needs to update.
Oh, okay. Fair.
So I don't have my watch on auto update because internet speed, and I'd want to know when something is using the internet and downloading and stuff. I want my watch to update on my schedule. But I also need to know when there's an update. So the only badges that I get is WhatsApp, but no notifications, only badges.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just WhatsApp, strides, and updates, which would be settings as well on the first page, because my phone has an update, my watch has an update, and then app updates.
Okay.
I also batch those, so I don't have that on auto update because I like reading the update notes.
Okay. That makes perfect sense. I never thought about it, but now you said it, yeah.
If it auto updates, you don't know what changed.
Exactly. Perfect.
So I have auto update turned off.
Okay.
So that I can actually read the notes before I update, so I can see what has changed.
Yeah, fair.
And those are the only badges, nothing else.
Okay, that's cool. Right. That was very interesting. Very, very insightful. I like it. It's good. It's good update this. We haven't done this in ages, so I think it's a good time.
Yeah, it's been a while and a lot has changed.
Yeah, very much. Very much. Sort of. I think less has changed on my side, but it's probably expected, I guess.
Oh, I can. Okay, you want to do your phone and then I can do my watch?
Yeah, sure. Let me do that.
I can see there's one icon you're going to be very sad about on your home screen.
Yeah. Let me start with my devices as well.
Okay.
I've got the iPhone 11. It's great. Loving it. I've also got the Apple Watch Series 3. Got the iPad Pro, the smaller one, the 10.5 inch. I think it's second generation. It's not the new nice one with the square-ish edges. It's still the old looking one.
Yeah, we bought our iPads around the same time.
I think so, yeah. I've also got the first generation Pencil with the horrible charging thing. And then a Windows desktop PC, which is what I use to record all the shows and all the coding stuff. Did send you my home screen on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know if I should take screenshots of all of the folders, but yeah, it's 2 rows of icons, and the idea is those are the ones I use the most.
Okay.
So I almost always use my phone right-handed, so the right side is the highest priority. And then towards the left of the screen are icons I use less. In the folders, I'll give a quick rundown. They used to have names, and then I found out how to do it without names, and I've fallen in love with that ever since. So the one all the way to the left is basically general stuff. So like clock and app store and settings and files and activity and test flights and Giphy keyboard stuff. Like, things you would delete, but you just need them there, but you can't really hide them or anything.
Utilities.
Yeah, sort of. Except the one on the right is more utilities. So that's like watch and the app for my smart scale, the gambling addiction scale, and like an audio noise level meter and cloud storage and a lot of banking and investment apps, like 8 of them.
Wow.
And a sneaky one, which we were going to discuss sometime when we do the next automation extravaganza, which is Toolbox Pro, which I did buy and have been playing with, actually.
Mm-hmm.
We can get to that.
Mm-hmm.
The second folder, the third one is Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, which is a lot better, by the way. If you use Microsoft account, turn that on. Their mobile app is really quick to push notify to your watch, so you don't even need to pull out your phone. It just goes on the watch without a vibration or anything. It's just like, you want to log in? Yes.
Okay, cool.
That's really good so far.
Okay.
In there's one of my favorite apps, Jumbo. I'll go through the favorite ones in a bit, but in there's learning apps, that kind of thing, Steam, whatever, eBay. And then the one all the way to the right is communication and social networks, I guess. So like messages, Slack, Gmail, Overcast, OneNote, that kind of thing. They're not very themed anymore because there's a lot of apps that sort of fit in multiple categories. And as I said, I only allow myself 2 views in each folder. So if one folder is full and I really want to try a new app, I guess it has to go in another folder then, because I'm not having three pages in the folder. That works well. It gets to a point where they're all full and then I need to go, okay, this is stupid now, so I have to delete apps again. If I go through my favorite ones, obvious ones, Dark Sky. I mean, it's still classic. It's so great. It's very accurate.
It's going away.
I know, because Apple bought it. I know.
It's probably just going to be integrated into Apple.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, Apple weather is terrible.
It's not great.
AccuWeather or whatever they use, it's not great.
It's not good. But okay, it's fine. I did enjoy it for how accurate the rain predictions were. And when you live in England, knowing when it's going to rain is very important. Yeah, that's why the rain app is basically the second most important app on my home screen if you look at the priority list. Another one I really love is Jumbo.
Wait, which one is Jumbo?
It's the privacy one that scans all your social media accounts and like deletes your logs and stuff on them. It also, that's the one that does my Twitter, that deletes posts. I think I set it to 6 months now.
Right, I remember.
They do a whole bunch of stuff. They do LinkedIn, they do Google, they do Facebook, pretty much everything now.
Okay.
I am part of their test flight crew, so I do get the extra super premium features for free, just to send them crash reports. It crashes a lot, I'll say that now. Their beta builds are not stable, but I guess that's the price you have to pay for a very small team working hard on way too many features way too quickly, which is just the way I like things.
The price you have to pay for not paying.
Yeah, and yeah. I like not paying. Not paying is great. Todoist, obviously, have to use it all the time for my annoyances, but it does a job. It's pretty decent. Mostly I interact with their widget, so that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. Slack, unfortunately, it's great. I wish I didn't need it so much, but it's great when you need it. Overcast, still fantastic. I put in my notes, auto sleep, I guess, because it's still the app with the worst possible layout and UX and color scheme you can ever imagine.
It's pretty bad.
But the data is so good.
It is.
It's like, I know people, and I have to recommend this app when they get an Apple Watch and they want to do sleep tracking efficiently. It's just like, look, it's not going to make any sense, okay? Just click on stuff. It's going to take a couple of months before you know how you got to places.
Yes.
It's going to feel like you're using Snapchat and you're way too old for this. But you need it.
It is. So good. It is hands down the best sleep tracker on iOS.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's impossible to navigate, but it's really
Yeah,
good.
I know everyone. So what I usually do, I know a lot of people uses Sleep Cycle,
Yeah.
but I always say like, listen, if snoring is a problem for you, use Sleep Cycle. If you want really good sleep tracking, use Auto
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yep.
Like that is the two choices you have.
Pretty much it, yeah. And to be fair, I don't really interact with the app much because I've got the watch complication that said how much I sleep,
Yes.
and that's the only thing I really care about. City Mapper, living in London, absolutely need it. It's a fantastic app.
Well, you're quarantined now.
Wow, yeah. I think it just says don't go anywhere.
Oh, really?
But yeah, it's very important
Stay
to have
home.
that when you can go outside. And the other one is also not applicable now, but it's called Trainline. It's really good for finding cheap train tickets pretty much anywhere in the UK. And those are the only ones that I care to notice. I will be honest, I did move Coda out to the top layer today. It was in the folder all the way to the right, so the most important folder. I can't even remember what I had in Coda's place, but there was something that I've never used. I think it was shortcuts. I had shortcuts there when I downloaded the 2box Pro to force myself to play more with shortcuts. So yeah, I moved it back.
Right. Should we do watch faces?
Yes, let's do watch faces.
I need to think. I've got 4 watch faces, so I need to now send them in the right order
Oh,
because there's a order. I'm gonna send it from right to left. So that's also how my day goes. Okay, cool. So okay, so the white modular one.
Yeah.
That's my day one.
Okay.
Oh, it already switched to sleep. I should have taken one earlier when it said recording relatively productive. It's okay.
It's fine.
Okay, so that in the middle is Fantastical.
Okay, yeah.
And then top is just date and time. Bottom left at the moment is still streaks. I don't know. I love having my habit tracking on my watch during the day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might have to build an app to get habit tracking back on my watch. But anyway, it's fine. Bottom middle is timer, just the standard timer thing. I use timers so much. And then on the right is drafts. So that's for quick capturing from my watch. So when I'm driving and I want to take when I used to be driving and I want to take a voice note or something, transcribing or whatever, then I'd use that. So that's my day watch. Then the red one.
Okay, yeah.
That's actually the one that's on the right. So that's the next one on the right. So if I swipe over from right to left,
yeah,
that's my fitness one. So it shows me the current weather. It's got shortcut to my workouts, Apple workouts, my current heart rate, and my strength training app, which is, I didn't mention. I think I've mentioned it on a previous episode though, called Gym Book.
Okay.
It's pretty decent. I mean, as far as gym apps go. So that's what I use for my gym app. So that I can use to log reps and sets and everything straight from my watch.
Yeah.
And then after I've done a workout, I swipe back to my day watch. And then the green one is my health watch. So that's got heart rate again, top left. Also everything red. Like if you go check the red row on my phone as well, that's health related. So everything red in my life is health related. That's my color scheme for everything green is like personal related. So even though this is also health related, it's more like personal health. So and like I guess family as well. I needed another colors. I didn't want to also make this one red, but that's what I guess why this one is green. The thing in the middle is LifeSum. It just does calorie tracking and carb, fat, and protein tracking. So it's almost like MyFitnessPal.
Yeah.
You can also scan stuff, and you can also set up preset meals, and you can log. I missed a few logs today though. That's why that's so low. It should be a bit higher, but that's just so I can see on my watch, how my eating is going for the day.
That's cool. I like that.
The lower left is LifeSum again. That's just a little visual indicator of how many calories I can still have today.
I see. Okay.
As a total, how much food I can still eat. The Z is Zero, the fasting app. I don't fast at the moment, so I'm actually not using that right now. But when I was fasting, that would show me progress towards 13, 16 or whatever 24-hour fast.
Yeah. Okay.
Then the green circles, that's just the Apple activity circles. But if you don't have the multicolor theme, then it's just all the color that you set.
No, that's cool. I
That's
like
why
that,
it's all
actually.
green.
Didn't know they can go just one color.
Yeah, you can set them to multicolor or one color.
I like that more, yeah.
So all three of those are modular, but the middle one is a multicolor one, and then the other ones are set to a color, so I know which one it is.
Cool.
And they're intentionally very similar. Oh, and the red one, the health one at the top left is sunrise and sunset. So I can know for a morning run when the sun's going up, or for evening run when the sun's going to set. That's useful for knowing when running. And then the last one is my sleep watch. So that's what I switch to when I get ready for bed. So top left, I've just got my heart rate. And then bottom left is auto wake. Bottom right is auto sleep. And funny story. The reason why I've got an analog watch with nothing, I think with no numbers to show the time on my sleep watch, is because I don't actually want to know what time it is when I wake up in the middle of the night.
I found that as well.
Yeah, and so when I'm awake, I have a hard time reading just a normal analog watch. So now an analog watch with numbers while I'm kind of asleep, there's no chance I'm able to read it.
That's good. Obfuscation.
Yeah, so I was like, I went through them and I was like, which one besides the Mickey Mouse one is the hardest one to read?
Should get the Mickey Mouse while sleeping. It's great. Okay, so mine is I don't even know what it's called, but it's the one with the smallest anything on it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a black background. There are no other watch faces I'm using at the moment. It's just that date, time, auto sleep, and I sent a screenshot of the layout as well. I still think the layout is just bad because the screen is so small. It's never good. But those are the main apps I use, like 2 fitness ones, Overcast, timers right there, which I also use timers a lot, but most of the time I use Siri for that. So it's okay. I don't need to go in there too much. And then auto sleep and the transport app. That's pretty much it.
Okay, so you actually use this screen a lot.
Not a lot, but I do go to it now and again.
I can't even remember the last time I opened it.
Oh, yeah, well, all of yours is surfaced in one of the watch faces, right? Everything you need.
I switched to watch faces during the day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I used to have a morning, day, evening watch face, but then I decided it's better for me to have a workout watch face, day watch face, general, interesting health, whatever. It's like my dashboard watch face, actually, the life one, the green one, and then my sleep watch face. But that's interesting that you actually... Okay, so you actually prefer only having the one watch.
Oh, yeah. I tried 2 of them at one point, but I don't know. I like looking at a glance and actually just knowing the time. And if it was on something wrong, I needed the faces to be similar enough. So there's always time there and there's always something else here. And then I started taking away complications and I just ended with only the one. And I quite like it. It's super minimalistic. I did use a different background image instead of the just plain back. I had one with a bunch of lines on it that I thought looked really cool, but I turned it off about a month ago, and now I just like the darkness. It's great.
It's cool. I mean, I just opened the... I actually forgot a bit how to actually get to that. You click the crown, right? But I just realized how much crap I have on my watch.
That is, yeah. If you zoom out, it's like, oh, I don't want all this nonsense on here.
Yeah.
Cool. That was good. I enjoyed the overview. It's nice. Lots to think about.
Yes.
Lots of habit tracking on your side.
Yeah.
That took a bit of time. I think we should start wrapping up. But first, we need to introduce your new idea. I think it was good.
Oh, you like it? Okay.
Yes. I love it.
We have mentioned Have we mentioned, or is it only the Slack channel?
I think it's only the Slack channel.
I don't know if we've mentioned Maker Club before, because we've got Health Club, we've got Observation Club.
Yes.
And we've got on our Slack a Maker Club channel.
Yes.
But I don't know if we've ever mentioned it on the show.
I don't think so. Yeah.
So we always, like, especially with the previous episodes, we talk about the stuff that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
But not in a structured manner. So I suggested in our Coda doc that we start doing it under the section of Maker Club on the podcast.
Yes, I like Maker Club. Fits in with the clubs.
Cool.
It's great.
Yes.
Okay, so what have you been doing in Maker Club?
I've been working on... on a bunch of stuff, but mostly as a part of Project Phoenix that is kind of emerging is this idea of a life OS
Yes.
that I think I'm going to be building. Right now, my thought is to build it as a serverless API of sorts. So it'll be a network of cloud functions that can communicate with each other and external APIs.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll have a central data store, which right now will probably be Firebase. And I'm probably going to be doing this cloud functions. By the way, on the previous episode, some feedback, I said that cloud functions are free when you use it with Firebase functions.
Oh, aren't they?
They are, but only when you use only if you don't reach out to the internet. So you can use Google APIs for free, but the moment you want to use another external API, that's not on the free tier.
Okay.
Which makes sense. So but all you need to do is set up billing, and there's still a free allowance after you've set up billing. And obviously I'm still following that. So it is still free, but you need to set up billing actually. Okay. Which is fair.
Yeah.
So I'm going all in Firebase and Firebase functions, and I'm going to build the serverless API with functions.
That's going to be cool, I think.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's I'm amped. It's one of the reasons that I'm learning TypeScript.
Ah, yes.
Just to make that stuff a bit more robust.
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, if it's if it's going to be loosely coupled in infrastructure, you want it to be pretty type safe.
Yes.
In actual code structure.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a good idea yet. We'll see. I'll start out bit by bit. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's just Node code, right? It's Node.js. So if I decide this is a bad idea, I just take the individual functions and I wrap it into API, and no harm, no foul.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm keen to try this as an experiment. The premise, I'm not going to go into detail about Life OS, but it should support my basic functions like task scheduling and, like what an operating system is.
Yeah.
Right? An operating system supports basic functions of the computer, and it manages peripherals, right? That's what an operating system does. So what it should do is it should manage my basic functions as a person and my extended family, so as the household and stuff like that, which is where Vander comes in again, because there will be a bot function and which would tie into other functions, and you can see where I'm going with this, right?
It's very cool, yeah.
And then it should also help me manage my inputs, so devices and communications, the stuff that comes in towards me, like my peripherals. Because if you think about it, your phone is a peripheral, right?
Yeah, definitely.
For me as a person. So it'll help me manage my devices and how I work with my devices by enforcing rules a bit stricter.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So that's my thinking right now. That's the one thing I'm working on. The other thing I'm working on, which is less ambitious, is a dark theme for Rome Research, built in Stylish. That's going along. I'm actually getting some decent feedback from the community. There's like a GitHub repo. People are creating issues.
I've been seeing, it looks really good.
So there's a lot on the roadmap there that I need to support. It's going to still be called dark theme, but it might actually have a light theme as well. Like you can change the background to light if you wanted to use light instead of dark. And
weird, but yeah, okay.
So I thought about it, right? I was going to rename it, and I thought, well, the target audience for changing something style related is usually the dark theme guys, right?
Especially if you have to do like a plugin to override it. Yes.
Right. Like the reason someone's going to get to this style or to this user CSS is it's someone that wants a dark theme. And then they're going to get there and they're going to see, oh, wow, actually I can do a pretty cool light theme with this as well.
That's fair.
Right? Also, you get people that go all dark theme and then decide, okay, dark's not for me. I'm going to go light. But then there's going to be light themes for them as well. They can change fonts and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to keep the name dark theme, but it's going to do both.
A dark theme, which also not a dark theme all the time.
Yeah, it's like, what's that Chrome extension? Dark Reader, which can also just do light with some style changing. So cool. What are you working on?
Not too much. I'm still in a little bit of a code freeze, but I have dabbled with some things here and there. Mainly, I did, due to the lockdown situation, I find myself on Twitter more, as you would expect.
Yes, same.
And I've been getting really annoyed by really valuable accounts that I appreciate following, but just retweeting or liking stuff and that showing up in my feed and cluttering everything. And I do know Twitter has a way built in how you can like hide retweets from an account, but I think it will still show things they've liked. And I sort of want to go the other way where just hide everything and I'll whitelist instead of blacklisting ones. So I built a Chrome/Brave extension. It's on GitHub and it's published on Google's thing. It's called Twitter Vanilla Timeline. For the first time ever, I actually went so far as to do like a settings page where you can toggle features on and off.
Nice.
But yeah, basically, as you load and scroll, it hides things that are retweets or likes from other people unless you whitelist their accounts. So that was fun. I haven't done a Chrome extension like that in a while. And then I did some minor tweaks to the relatively productive RSS feed. Because as I was using Overcast the other day on my phone for the first time in ages, since I actually had my phone on me instead of the watch, I realized we don't have our name or anything there. It's just relatively productive. So if you want to open it up and check, I changed it a little bit.
Let me check. Oh, that's awesome. That's very cool. I like it. Well, you didn't have to put my name first.
Well, it's alphabetically, right?
Okay, I guess.
I mean, most of the time it's you saying interesting stuff and me going, yeah.
No.
No,
it's more
fine.
like me rambling and you dropping it like something very interesting. I like. I never thought about that.
No, I think it's good this way. Health club? How's health club in lockdown? Lockdown health club?
It's going. I'm switching from cardio, like heavy cardio, to strength training.
Nice, yeah.
Just because I'm losing way too much weight because I think I'm in ketosis because of paleo.
Haven't noticed what?
I think I mentioned on the previous episode I'm doing paleo now. Did I?
I don't know. Yeah. I didn't realize you committed to it. Let's say that.
Yeah, okay. Since lockdown, I've been on paleo. Like full on paleo.
Wow. Okay. I don't even know how to respond.
It was very rough. It's easier now. Portion control and everything, that's getting easier.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm maybe into the paleo thing now. I don't know for sure if I'm in ketosis. It's a hard thing to know if you can't actually check your ketone levels, and I don't have any of the things to check my ketones. But I'm definitely burning fat without exercising. So I am now pretty much, so since we started relatively productive and started health club until now, I've lost over 10 kilograms.
Nice. Well done, dude.
I am now below 70 kilograms again since the first time, since I left school.
That's amazing. Well done.
So I'm on 69.6 now.
Nice.
So just under 70.
Yeah.
But now that's why I'm switching from cardio to strength training now, because now I need to start building muscle again.
I see. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't want to just be a skinny dude. I want to actually be toned and look. I don't want to be buff. I just want to be toned.
Yeah.
I just like look decent.
I think next time I see you, you're just going to be ripped. It's going to be strange but amazing.
Yeah, I feel good. I can do a handstand again for the first time in forever, because when you weigh less, it's easier.
Fair, yeah.
Yeah, man, it's good. I feel good. I feel really, really good.
That's great.
So now it's just doubling down on strength training. Yeah, health is going really good, I must say. For the first time in a very long time, I'm very happy with my health.
That's amazing. I'm glad to hear that. For me, it's going fine. Did get a stress fracture, so I can't run.
On a scale of pizza to Mountain Dew, like how?
Wow. Interesting backstory. I bought ice cream for the first time in years. So I have been eating ice cream, which is amazing.
Nice.
But that is for a reason. I'm also losing weight. I'm skinny dude now, without really trying to lose weight, just because of the HelloFresh food I make and all of the takeaways that I like McDonald's being closed at the moment. I can't eat like an idiot. So
right.
That means my portions make sense.
Right.
So
forced into health.
Yes, exactly. I'm the skinniest I've been since high school, I think. So my goal used to be 65, and I've been around 65 for couple of months since I started running seriously.
Mhm.
I think the other day, like Monday last week, I weighed in at 63.5.
Ooh.
So it's like, okay, this needs to stop now.
Yeah, I mean, you need to keep tracking your BMI now, right?
Yes, I'm also like, okay, I need some weight back, I think. So that's why I bought the elastic band, stretchy stuff
Okay.
to make myself, fitness is my passion, you know? So after this, I'm going to go do some fake curls with some rubber band stuff. It's going to be great. I do have protein shake. Maybe I should start drinking that again.
Yeah,
Can it expire? I don't know. Maybe.
depends on how old it is, I guess.
Like a year. Like, well, 8 months.
No, that should be fine. I'm pretty sure
Okay.
that's fine. I can't give medical advice.
Very good.
Disclaimer.
I like that. Okay.
Consult your doctor.
A trained medical professional.
I'm not a trained medical professional. Please consult your doctor.
Oh, that's great. Okay. Yeah, we probably should have started Health Club that way back then.
Well, let's just say this is applied retroactively.
Yeah. Observation Club.
Yes, I have something, but do you have something?
I sort of did. It was mostly just pay attention to your mental state. I have found that either myself or some of my colleagues at random days throughout the week, we just have a day where everything annoys you for no reason.
Right.
Like there's no reason you need to be annoyed, but it's just one of those days. And I think those have been happening more since the permanent lockdown situation. So at least me and the colleagues who are open and know each other well enough to chat about that kind of thing, we do let each other know, like, okay, today I'm just annoyed today. So and I think that's important. Even if you don't tell other people, just know when you can observe that. That'll be great.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going around. It's the frustration of, because this whole pandemic is out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it. And you can't stress about, you can stress about, it's not worth stressing about something that's out of your control. You can rather focus on stuff that's in your control. But like a lot of the time, how that manifests is just frustration, right? You can't be mad at the situation. It is the situation. But this doesn't mean you can't get freaking frustrated.
Yes.
But yeah, so my observation club, I've got a little bit of observation club follow-up, but now I can't remember if you cut it from the previous episode. The part where I said that I still need to move my inverter to below my desk.
Oh, yes, I did, yes.
Oh, you cut that. Okay, I actually did that. Now I've got so much space on my desk. Anyway, just wanted to mention that.
Oh, good, okay.
It took about an hour, but I took the time. I moved it below my desk. So much better. I have so much room for activities now. It's amazing. Okay, so but my actual observation club is about a week ago. I installed the new Game of Thrones game on my iPad.
Didn't know it's a thing, but okay, cool.
Yes, don't stay away. Pretty good.
It's great, don't try it.
Yeah, it's great, don't try it. It really, it tickled, a lot of parts of it just tickles like certain parts of me. But then it got out of hand. Like I was just spending, when I was supposed to be reading, I was playing the game. I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to stop playing this game because it's really giving me enjoyment.
Yeah.
But how do I limit this? But I also don't want to just put like a 30-minute screen time because then I'll just keep skipping. Okay.
Yes.
Because let's be honest, that's screen time is useless if you can just skip.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, what else can I tie this into? I was like, my time tracking. If I set up a personal automation to automatically start a timer every time that I open the app. That's because now it's in my time track, right?
Yes.
So I can't just be busy with something and quickly play that as well. I need to decide, all right, if I'm playing this game, I'm going to be intentional about it.
I like that.
Yeah. So then when I started, it automatically put it in my time tracking. And then I was like, okay, but now I could be like, okay, now it started. Now I'm just going to play for an hour. I also don't want that. So then I additionally also put the screen time on top of it. So to 30 minutes. But now that 30 minutes was like, oh, okay, I need to maximize the amount of enjoyment I can get out of this game in 30 minutes. So I've got this whole routine nailed down now where got to do it to 22 minutes.
That's great.
I can get all of the stuff done that I need to get done to get like all of the points that I want, all of the currency that I can max. So I've min-maxed everything. I min-maxed the enjoyment out of that game like into 22 minutes. That leaves me like a few more minutes to do like a PvP game as well, like an arena game. So I can do like 2 or 3 arena games as well, depending on like how screen time allows me. So I'm like, I get like, and it's 30 minutes pure joy that I get out of it now.
That's okay. Yeah.
Dude, it was like pretty cool. I was like, I don't want to remove this from my life, but I want to kind of tame my monkey mind. I was like, okay, while I'm now in grown-up mind state, let's build the shortcut for monkey mind. Yes. And that's what I did. So I've been starting to do that. So can I have another observation for us?
Whoa, I'm observing that you've got a lot of observations in this lockdown. It's great. Yes, keep going. No problem.
Okay, so that's the one. That's the one where I've now decided that whenever there's something that in the past, what I did is when something I enjoyed got out of hand, I deleted it. Where now I'm going to start building automations around it.
Nice.
And then the other observation that I have is with Rome, I realized that I would have these fleeting thoughts and I would tag it as review. So, and I had these automatically go into my slip box. Which is just like where everything goes that I want to still get to, right? It's the stuff that I need to process.
Yeah.
So everything just goes in there. And I got into this bad habit of just putting something in and tagging it as #review, right? And I was like, when am I going to like make time to consciously sit and go through this stuff, right? I need to block off time to go sit and and now it's just random dispersed thoughts. It's like, and now I need to think about, okay, what was my state of mind? Right. So now what I started doing, every time I have the urge to write something down, tag it with #review. Instead of doing that, I write a question to my future self to answer.
Ooh.
So I started asking myself questions, but I phrase it in a way. And it ties in with your observation, Club, from a previous episode where you said that whenever you make a note, you're very detailed about the note at that time so that you don't lose context when you look at it again. So I kind of integrated that into the question. So I asked that question with context so that when I read it again later, I can get into that mindset again by asking myself that question, by reading the question.
That's cool. I like that.
It's like flagging interests or something by asking my future self a question to answer. And it also ties in with the Bill Gates's retreats that he does where he tackles questions. Right? I don't know if you watched the Bill Gates.
I did, yeah.
So it ties in with that as well because I realized that's very powerful, right?
Yeah.
To decide today I am focusing on these questions. So now in my Rome, I've got to tag questions that I can go through. And these are all questions that I ask to myself that I want to tackle. Now it gives you like it's not just these random review things. It's like an actual concrete question that you can then think about and answer, or maybe revise the question. Try and ask the question in a different way that makes you think about it in a different way, right?
Yeah.
Until you get to the perfect question that sets you off onto that. You know, we talked about this previously where the right question just makes your mind explode with possibilities.
Yeah.
Like that's what you want to get to, right?
Yes.
You want to get to that question that makes your mind explode.